Looking at a brief overview of the front panel. Let's break up the front panel into sections. On the left-hand side, we have our inputs, 32 in all, which are accessed by two sets of 16 faders. You can select between those two sets right here. And like most digital mixers, you have a common set of controls that affect the selected channel. For instance, I would now be adjusting, say, the EQ on channel number 1 here, or if I went over to number 5, I'd be adjusting the dynamics of channel 5. Now, a really cool feature on the X32 is you have these little view buttons that are right across the front panel that'll give you instant access to any particular screen. If you quickly want to look at the EQ settings, say on channel 1, then you hit view and bam, you're right there. Hit the view button in the EQ section and then you can just go directly to the screen for that selected channel. Now, I could hit home and then scroll through using the page selects here to find the EQ page. But a better way to do it, if you were back here on home, is just to hit view here and you'll go directly to that spot right there. You'll note that the 6 tabs on here past the home page are all on the front panel here. You have your configuration preamp, gate, dynamics, EQ, bus sends, and also main bus. You can either use them across here, or these handy little view screens are great, really, really good. If none selected, then it'll pop straight back to the home screen. Now, the next one after these 16 channels are the aux in, USB, and also effect returns. You'll note that each fader has a little mini LED screen that labels each channel or fader and what that does. If you come from the old school of using tape and markers, this is a very, very useful upgrade. So you can see that these faders here are controlling aux 1 through 6 in, the USB playback, and also the effects returns. And finally, the last set are the bus masters. We have 16 mix buses on the X32 which can be configured either as standard aux sends or effects or monitor mixes and even subgroups. You'll notice that we have the same 16 bus masters on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. This just allows us to do some kind of clever mixing, like assigning mix buses to DCA groups. We'll get into all of that a little bit later on. Now, a good rule of thumb is that you have pretty much all of your inputs on the left-hand side and your outputs on the right side, with a couple of exceptions, but it's kind of basically a general way to see how the console is laid out. So let's look at the right-hand side of the console. In the same way, we have 4 different layers of faders over here. Our DCA groups, the same 16 mix bus masters that we saw a moment ago. I can actually prove that. I'm on the second set, which control 9 through 16, which would be 9 through 16 here. If I move that, yep, you can see that they're totally connected. The reason that we can access them on both sides will become apparent a little bit later on when we talk about that. And finally, we have a matrix mixer as well. Up here we have our monitor section that can control external monitor speakers and also the headphones which can connect on either side of the console. Right underneath here you can connect to your monitors here. We then have our talkback section up here that can send either an internal mic right here or an external mic which you can connect up here and send that to any destination of your choice, so that you can speak to performers on stage, for example, or maybe performers in a recording booth. We then have our scenes where we can pull up pre-programmed cues and scenes perfect for live performances. Then 3 sets of programmable knobs and buttons for quick access to basically any parameter screen that you want. And finally, our mute groups and a very cool place to just place your portable music player or your phone. Of course, a big part in getting around the X32 is done.